have a little visitor. I don't think they can see you because you're so short. You want to come up here and say hi? Don't bump the camera. Oh, there she is. Oh my goodness. Hello. Hi. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking all things quick tips to relieve anxiety when you are in a stressful or anxious moment. So we're going to dive right in. If you like this type of content, please be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell and like this video. Okay, so diving right in, I'm going to get nice and cozy. We're talking about stress relief, and this is just my jam. So diving right in, so let's get into it. Quick tips to relieve that in the moment anxiety when you are already there and in that moment and you need to move through that and get through that quickly and efficiently. So another way to say this is to think about it as ways to calm your nervous system or reset your nervous system. I love to think about this, and even just thinking about this when you're in an anxious moment, okay, I'm gonna do this, this, and this. I'm gonna breathe, I'm gonna go outside, I'm gonna do the things I need to do to reset my nervous system. When you think about it that way, it's actually super helpful to help that process along inside your body. Number one is to go outside. Studies have shown just the act of going from indoors to outdoors can help to reset the nervous system and calm your body down. It's a change of atmosphere, and it also just really impacts the way that you are perceiving what's around you. So when you can take yourself out of a particularly stressful situation, that can even be just sitting at your laptop doing your work at home or in an office. If you can just take a few minutes and step outside, take some deep breaths, it's usually a really, really good way to reset the nervous system and get you feeling in a place where you can handle what's at hand. So this is kind of a little bit of a 2-in-1. But when you go outside, if you have the time or if you're in a space where you can actually move your body and walk, moving through some of that energy of that adrenaline that's coursing through your veins when you're in that fight or flight response can really, really help to move it out. So sometimes you have to lean into it and start a fast-paced walk and lean into the adrenaline to move it through your body and out of your body. Sometimes when we stay stagnant, the emotions and the feelings in our bodies stay stagnant too. So it takes a lot more time and a lot more effort to get past those feelings. Whereas when we're physically moving, our brain is focused forward, not where we are, not in the present. Our brain is focused on where we're going, moving forward. So as simple as that might sound, it truly helps our body and our mind move through those stressful, negative feelings and into a more positive, centered state. So the next tip would be to drink something warm. And as simple as that sounds, studies have shown that when we drink something warm and have a hot liquid moving through our bodies, it actually helps to expand our blood vessels and increase our circulation. So when we have better circulation, our muscles are able to relax and not be so tense, which in turn, it's kind of just like a domino effect. If our muscles are relaxed, our bodies feel safer. So when our body feels safe, it's able to release some of that stress, get out of that fight or flight mode, and start to get back into the parasympathetic nervous system. So that's really, really important, and really the overall goal when we're dealing with an anxious moment or we're in a very stressed out state is to help our bodies and our nervous systems reset back into parasympathetic from sympathetic. And drinking a hot cup of tea or a hot beverage is really, really helpful when it comes to that. So don't be afraid to cozy up with a nice warm cup of tea and see how your body reacts. It's actually pretty cool. When you learn these things, you can line them up with how your body's actually responding in real life, and it just confirms that all of this information and the way that our bodies work is so, so amazing. So the end goal here is to let our body know we're safe and truly believe that we're safe so that we can let go of some of that stress and get out of that fight or flight mode. Fight or flight mode is really important for emergency situations and life or death situations, but most of our everyday anxieties aren't life or death situations. They're not emergencies. So we have learned over the years to treat these day-to-day stresses as emergencies, and our bodies react like they were in a life or death situation or being chased by an animal or something crazy that our bodies go through every day when we are in a more anxious season of life. So we really need to help calm that down and get back into that state of feeling safe. And all of these tips help to do that. Okay, next up is to practice a 4-4-4 breath. This is one of my favorite techniques because it's very simple. You take your breath everywhere you go. So you can do this anywhere, and it's really, really simple. So what the 4-4-4 breath looks like is you inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and you repeat that as many times as you need, but slowing the breath down and getting those deep 4 count breaths in, holding and getting it out really helps your body to stop with the quick and shallow breathing. If you feel like you're breathing from your chest, those are usually shallow, quick breaths that send your body into a panicky mode. So when we're breathing like that, it's usually a signal to our mind and our body, hey, you're not safe. You need to sound the alarm. You're not in a safe space. So start to do your thing that you do when you get stressed. And that's different for everybody, but it does tend to follow a similar cycle. So when we can stop that in its tracks and get our breathing back to a space, just like the tip before, if we can get our muscles to relax, if we can get our breath to slow down and deepen, we're telling our body that it's safe, and we're helping it along on that journey to find that sense of calm at the end of this stressful moment. Tip number 4 is super helpful, super easy, and accessible to pretty much everybody. So if you are in an anxious moment, I would suggest you take off your shoes and your socks and you go outside and you put your feet in the grass or in the dirt on the earth. You want your skin to have contact with the earth's surface. So the earth's surface naturally gives off a negative electrical charge. And when that charge comes in contact with our bodies, it acts as antioxidants. It clears out free radicals, helps to lower inflammation, and really helps to bring our nervous system back to a balanced state. So it actually lowers the cortisol level so that your body doesn't really have a choice but to calm down and chill out. I truly believe that God gave us so many of the healing properties that we need in this lifetime on this earth already. So they're already here, they're abundant, they're available to us. Whether that's the plants that He gave us to eat or putting your feet in the grass, whatever it is, there are so many healing properties that we can take full advantage of and that are so accessible and abundant to all of us. So see how you feel when you put your feet in the grass, when you put your feet in the dirt, and be sure to look up. So some people call it earthing, some people call it grounding. There's actually an entire documentary called Earthing, I believe. I'll confirm that and put it down below. But there is an entire documentary on it, and it's so fascinating how it works with the body and how the earth is able to shift our cells and the way that our body's responding to outside stressors and really just go in and internally heal. Last but definitely not least has to do with water. So drinking it, being in it, and listening to it are all extremely calming, nervous system resetting things that you can do. If we are dehydrated, well, first of all, if we're stressed, we're probably going to the bathroom a lot more frequently. That's just something that our body kind of does when we're stressed. That's why we see people going to the restroom so many times during the night when they are in a constant state of fight or flight. I know for me personally, when I used to struggle with really severe anxiety and a lot of stress in my life, I would be up like 5 times a night going to the restroom. So that's almost always a sign of some chronic stress that you're dealing with in your life if you are waking up and going to the restroom throughout the entire evening. So if we're using the bathroom that often throughout the day and throughout the night, we are probably a little bit more dehydrated than we think we are. Dehydration can lead to a very long list of things that can be off or out of balance when we don't have enough water in our system. And one of those is stressed, anxious feelings. If our body doesn't have enough water, the systems in our body can't function properly. So when that happens, some of the systems in our body will actually start to work on the back burner a little bit, and things go into more of a survival mode when we don't have enough water. It's same with food. If we aren't eating enough, if we don't have enough water, our body kind of starts to shift into a survival mode, which of course is going to cause us to feel stressed. So I know that you hear from everyone and their mother that we need to drink water and we need to stay hydrated, but a little bit of a twist to this as well is along with staying hydrated, it's really helpful to get in water. If we can take a moment out of our day, get in a hot shower or sit in a hot bath, that helps from the outside in to calm our nervous system down. When we go from our normal body temperature throughout the day and then we submerge ourselves in something hot, I know there's a lot of studies on cold plunges as well and how good that can be for anxiety. For me, I have found currently in life in this season that hot water really helps to calm me down a little bit more than cold water does. I'm still warming up to the cold water thing, which is kind of hilarious, but more on that soon. But as of right now, I am still loving my hot water baths. And that's something that's always really helped me calm down pretty quickly since I was very, very young. The change from our everyday body temperature and where we're at to how we feel when we are submerged with warm water is enough of a change to, again, just like reset that nervous system and tell our body, you are now in a safe space because we've removed ourselves from wherever we were that we were feeling very overwhelmed and stressed. And now our body's like, okay, you're safe, you're warm. So it's kind of, it's all sort of a little bit of a mind game when it comes to getting out of those initial anxious moments. But I also want to point out that when we have anxiety, it's usually there to teach us some kind of lesson. And when we continue to ignore or distract from that is when we'll just see it come back over and over and over again. So I just want to encourage you to not be afraid to face what's going on and be sure to journal it out and really let yourself feel and move through those feelings and not just distract or try to find a quick fix. These are ways that we can get our bodies out of that panic mode so that we can step back and actually see what was happening, kind of get a bird's eye view of what was going on in our mind and our body so that we can analyze and kind of see where things started and where the fear might lie or the feelings of unsafety might lie. So definitely be sure to spend that time with yourself and get to know your anxiety and get to know where it stems from, because ultimately, when it comes to healing our anxiety, we have to go deep. We have to really be okay with being uncomfortable in those moments. And there's nothing wrong with stepping back from them and getting that relief, especially in natural ways like we've talked about today. But I do want to encourage you to dig in and dive deep with yourself and really figure out where these are stemming from. And I plan on having more videos to come out very soon on how you can do that and different practices that really help with that. But for now, I hope these tips were super helpful. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I will have links to a lot of these studies in the description box. And if you like this kind of content, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss what comes out next. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Bye. I don't know. Do I say bye? I don't know if I say bye. Signing off is so awkward. I feel like I don't know the correct way to do it. I kind of just want to be like, okay, see you later.